What's up, Blue Roof Nation? It's your boy Jonathan, and welcome to what will probably be the lowest energy episode of John's Corner you have ever seen in your entire life. Comics of history will probably be just as low energy because, as you can see, I'm already having to catch my breath. I'm actually sick right now, so bear with me. I will do this. I just feel a little under the weather, so bear with me. I love you. Please don't abandon me. Don't. All right. So let's just get into it before I pass out. Where was I? Yes. So the first story I want to talk about today, interesting one. It's out of California, but it's reported by a British newspaper, and it's that this kid was in daycare, and he's a kid like in preschool daycare, not preschool but like preschool, whatever, and the workers there have reported that he only speaks. Well, he didn't speak English, and at first they thought it was Portuguese or something else. And then they discovered that he was speaking Klingon, the Star Trek language. I actually have a book on teaching you how to speak Klingon that I got when I was a teenager, and I tried to learn, and I'm just... First class I ever failed in my entire life was German, when I tried to learn German. I literally had friends whose first language is Spanish, tried to teach me Spanish. The only language I ever quasi-learned was... I can cuss in Nepalese and Urdu. That's about it. I used to know conversational Urdu a little bit, not Urdu, conversational Nepalese. I know a pickup line in Urdu. But point is, I suck at learning other languages. All right. So I try to learn Klingon. I cannot pick that shit up. But apparently this kid's first language is Klingon. That is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And they're calling it child neglect. The parents are being abusive by teaching him Klingon. And it's like, it's cool that he speaks Klingon. Like, it's a real language. It's a legit language. They've turned it into a legit language. So, I don't know. I thought it was cool. Like, when I heard that, I was like, oh shit, that's badass. And, but yeah, so I just thought that was cool. I just want to talk about that. And let me know in the comments below if you guys think, like, is that child neglect? Is that... They didn't go so far as to say child abuse. They were very careful with their wording and said neglect. But how's that neglect? You're teaching that child a language, which means you know that's not the parent's first language. So they're going out of their way to teach the child. They're not neglecting the child. Neglect is, you go over there, don't bother me, I'm watching my soaps. They're not doing that. They're clearly paying attention to the child and teaching him and being careful what they say in front of him. They're very clearly teaching the child. So it's not, I don't understand this neglect nonsense. I don't know, but there's some funny posts, like one was like, how do you know he's not really a Klingon? And it's just like, come on. First of all, even if he's a Klingon, language in general, no matter what your language is, isn't inherent. It's not something you automatically learn, it's something that you're taught. So, it's just, I don't know, that's just ridiculous. But I thought it was funny, and I thought you guys would get a kick out of that, so I just wanted to throw that out there and start the episode off on that. Next up, I wanted to talk about Chris Evans, Captain America. He is such a great Captain America, first and foremost. And he tweeted out that he's wrapped on Avengers, and the tweet really made it seem like he's just done with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which, to be fair, is what he said. He said he was done after Avengers 4, that he was done. His contract was, I think, the end of Avengers 3, and he extended it to 4, and then said he's wrapped, he's done. He's walking away from not just Marvel, but from acting, and he wants to be a director now. But Robert Downey Jr. was done after Age of Ultron, and I mean, he's been in how many movies since? But it doesn't seem like Chris Evans is really going to go that route. It seems like he really is stepping away. I hope he doesn't. I hope that that's just nonsense that people are saying to hurt my feelings, but we might be losing our Captain America, and it seems like we're losing our Thor and our Iron Man, and the Russo brothers fired Mark Ruffalo on Twitter, which I'm assuming is a joke. I haven't looked into it, but it's like, come on, that did not happen. But yeah, so Chris Evans is he's walking away, and we're all a little sad. We'll miss you, Chris Evans. You were a great Captain America. Winter Soldier is still one of the greatest Marvel movies ever made, bar none. But there's some that are better than it, but it's high on that damn list. And the last bit of news I wanted to get into is, you guys know I'm a big Legends fan. I'm not much into Disney Wars, but I'm also a really big Jon Favreau fan. So I've been listening, keeping my ear to the ground about his new show, and apparently it's called the Mandarin or the Mandarins or something like that, and it's gonna be about a Mandarin after whatever. I'm sick. All right, leave me the hell up. After Return of the Jedi, doesn't seem like it's gonna be Boba Fett. I don't know if Boba Fett survived in the Disney world the way he did in the EU, but it could be cool. Like a dark, gritty Star Wars show. It could be fun. With him at the helm, I trust it. I think he's a great writer, director. I think he's talented. This might be one part of Disney Wars that I actually like and can get on board for. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, we know I'm subscribed to the Disney streaming service just because it's a Marvel streaming service too. But for the first time, I'm actually cautiously optimistic about a Disney World product, but only because he's involved. And because the premise actually seems pretty cool. That being said, placing it between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, I think is a weird choice. If I was going to do a show about the Mandalorians, whatever the fuck they're called, I don't know where Disneyverse and EU kind of cross over except for the 6 movies, but in the EU, and I don't see any reason why, even if the Disneyverse doesn't have this, why they can't add it in. There were wars between the Mandarins and the Jedi. Having it set place during those wars would be awesome. Fate of the Jedi. It's one of the last. It is the last major crossover in the EU before it was canceled. The Jedi once again went to war with the Mandarins, and it was epic, dude. Like next level epic. So setting it during the war in the Old Republic would be really cool, and I think that would be a fun area to explore. But he's not doing that, and it doesn't seem like he's doing it about the whole Mandalorian culture. He's just doing it about, I think, one dude or one girl or one whoever. It'll be interesting, and I'll check it out. I don't know if I'll like it, but I'll check it out because I trust him. But I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. But one cool thing I think you guys should check out this week is I know there've been a lot of rotten reviews for the Venom movie, and we'll get into that on the comics of history. But the one cool thing I think you guys should check out is the first post-credit scene in Venom, because there's 2, but the first one is amazing. Just whatever you think about the movie as a whole, that scene alone makes it worth the price of admission. So, which, by the way, I had to actually pay to see this movie because Movie Pass is a joke now. You're paying the same price you've been paying the whole time. So now you only get 3 movies a month instead of a movie every 24 hours. And they pick what movies you can and can't watch. And sometimes the app will tell you could watch a movie at a certain time at a certain theater. And you will get in your car and you will drive to that theater. And when you get there 10 minutes later, Movie Pass will say you can no longer watch this movie at this theater. No, you can't unless it's like a studio movie reel. You can't buy your tickets online. You have to buy your tickets within 100 yards of the place. You have to register to buy the ticket within 100 yards of the place. So They get you to get in your car and drive to a theater and then tell you can't watch a movie even though they told you could before you got in your car. It's a scam. Like, MoviePass turned from a legit thing that was cool and useful and worked into a scam. It's bullshit. And I will be canceling my MoviePass. You guys should subscribe to the was it A+, A1 Stubs, AMC thing. It's amazing. It's not as good as MoviePass used to be, but it's 1,000 times better than the scam that MoviePass is now. I'm sorry that the cool thing that you guys should check out turned into me getting all angry and upset, but MoviePass screwed me the fuck over just for the sake of screwing me over. Damn scam. Anywho, I'm Jonathan. Give us legends.